You don't sell friends, kid.
Jack Reynolds hadn't stopped for anyone in 15 years. Not hitchhikers, not stranded motorists, not crying women or lost kids. He'd learned the hard way that stopping meant caring, and caring meant pain. But when he saw that little girl on Highway 9 holding a cardboard sign that read, "Duke Good Dog, $50 or best offer," his hand hit the brake before his brain could stop it. The Harley rumbled to a stop. The girl jumped, started backing away. "I'm not going to hurt you," Jack said. She didn't move closer. Smart kid. Jack cut the engine. The silence felt wrong. He climbed off the bike. The girl clutched the dog's leash tighter. "What's your name?" Jack asked. "Lila." "And that's your dog?" She nodded. The dog, some kind of shepherd mix, sat beside her like a soldier, patient, alert. "His name's Duke. He's a really good dog. He knows tricks and everything, and he doesn't eat much, just a little bit of food every day." Her voice cracked on the last word. Jack's chest tightened. "Why are you selling him?" Lila looked at her shoes, dirty sneakers, holes in the toes. "My dad hasn't eaten in 2 days." Jack went still. "Where's your dad now?" "I don't know. He left 3 weeks ago. Took the car, took Mom's jewelry, took everything." "What about your mom?" "She's sick, really sick. We don't have food. We don't have money. And Duke's the only thing worth anything." Jack crouched down. His knees protested. Too many years on the road. Too many fights. Too many miles running from himself. "How old are you?" 7. Almost 8. Same age Sarah was when he killed her. Jack stood up, pulled out his wallet. "I'll give you $100, but I need you to take me to your house first." Lila's eyes went wide. "Why?" "Because I need to make sure you're really going to buy food, not drugs, not alcohol. Food." "My mom doesn't do drugs." "Good. Then you won't mind showing me." Lila hesitated, then nodded. "Okay, but she's really sick. She might not wake up." "That's fine. Let's go." Jack lifted her onto the back of his bike. Duke jumped into the sidecar without being asked, like he'd been waiting for this moment his whole life. They rode through streets that used to matter, past houses that used to have families. Now they just had broken windows and silence. Lila's house was at the end of a dead-end street. The porch sagged, paint peeled, but someone had planted flowers by the door. Dead now. But they'd tried. Lila unlocked the door. "Mom, I'm home. I brought someone." No answer. They walked inside. Jack's stomach dropped immediately. Empty. The house was completely empty. No food, no heat. Just a couch and a coffee table, and a woman who looked like she was dying. Lila's mom lay on the couch, barely breathing, skin pale, lips cracked. "How long has she been like this?" Jack asked. 2 days. She won't eat. Says we need to save food for me, but there isn't any food." Jack knelt beside the couch, touched the woman's forehead, burning up. "Ma'am, can you hear me?" Her eyes opened. Fear flooded her face instantly. "Don't hurt us. Please. We don't have anything left to take." "I'm not taking anything. I'm helping. Your daughter tried to sell her dog. I'm keeping the dog and giving you money. But first, I'm taking you to a hospital." "I can't afford—" "I didn't ask what you could afford. I'm taking you. Now." Jack lifted her. She weighed nothing, like she'd been disappearing for weeks. Lila grabbed Duke's leash. "Where are we going?" "Hospital. Then I'm making calls." "To who?" "People who owe me favors." But Jack was lying. Nobody owed him anything. He was doing this because he had to. Because if he didn't, he'd see Sarah's face every time he closed his eyes for the rest of his life. St. Mary's Hospital took one look at Lila's mom and rushed her straight back. No questions, no paperwork, just action. Jack sat in the waiting room with Lila and Duke. The dog lay at her feet. The girl stared at nothing. Is my mom going to die? Lila asked. No. How do you know? Because I'm paying for her to live, and hospitals don't let paying customers die. Lila looked at him. Why are you doing this? Jack thought about Sarah, about the way she'd looked at him right before the crash. Confused, scared, betrayed. Because someone should have helped me once, and nobody did. Are you a bad person? Jack almost laughed. Yeah, I'm a very bad person. But I'm trying to be less bad. My dad was good. Then he became bad. Do you think people can go back? I don't know, but I hope so. Otherwise, I'm wasted 15 years for nothing. Lila tilted her head. What did you do? Jack's throat closed. I killed my daughter. Car accident. I was drunk. She was 8 years old. Lila's eyes went wide, but she didn't pull away. What was her name, Biz? Sarah. I'm sorry. Me too. They sat in silence. Then Lila said, Do you think my dad's coming back? I don't know, but I'm going to find out. How? I know people who know things. If your dad's still breathing, I'll find him. What will you do when you find him? Jack thought about it. About revenge versus justice. About mercy versus punishment. I'm going to make him look at what he left behind, and then I'm going to let him decide if he's man enough to fix it. What if he's not? Then he's not your father. He's just some guy who ran away. A doctor came out. Young, tired, probably been working double shifts. Are you family? Jack stood. Yes. The doctor looked at Lila, at Duke, back at Jack, decided not to argue. She's severely malnourished, dehydrated, pneumonia. We're admitting her. At least 3 days, maybe longer. Whatever she needs. Send me the bill. The doctor blinked. Sir, do you understand how expensive? I don't care. Send it to me. Jack Reynolds. I'll leave my information at the desk. The doctor nodded. Left. Lila grabbed Jack's hand. Thank you. Jack looked down at her small hand in his scarred one. Don't thank me yet. This is just the beginning. The beginning of what? Of fixing what your father broke. Jack pulled out his phone. Dialed Tommy Brick Martinez. His second in command, 6'4", built like a tank, heart bigger than his body. Brick, I need the crew, all of them, tonight. What's going on? Found a kid selling her dog to feed her mom. Dad walked out 3 weeks ago, stole everything. Mom's in the hospital dying. House is empty. And I'm not walking away from this one. Brick was quiet for a moment. You asking what I think you're asking? I'm asking if we're still the kind of men who help people, or if we're just the kind who pretend we would. Where and when? Clubhouse. 1 hour. And Brick. Bring the whole crew. We're going to need everyone. You got it, boss. Jack hung up. Looked at Lila. You hungry? She nodded. Come on, let's get you food. Real food. Then we're going to meet some people. What people? My family. The Iron Vultures clubhouse was an old garage that had seen better days. 20 men stood inside when Jack arrived with Lila and Duke. Ages from 30 to 65. All of them carrying scars. All of them carrying stories. Jack walked to the center. Lila stayed close to his side. Duke never left her feet. This is Lila, Jack said. 7 years old. Dad walked out 3 weeks ago. Took everything. Left her and her mom with nothing. Today I found her on Highway 9 trying to sell her dog for $50. Her mom's in the hospital with pneumonia and starvation. And I'm not letting this kid's life fall apart because her father's a coward. The room was silent. 20 hard men staring at one small girl. Then Brick stepped forward, knelt down in front of Lila. Hey kid, you like pancakes? Lila nodded. Good. Tomorrow morning we're making pancakes at your house, and then we're fixing everything that's broken. Sound good? Lila's eyes filled with tears. Why would you do that? Brick looked at Jack, then back at Lila. Because we're not just bikers, we're brothers, and brothers take care of people who need it. One by one the others stepped forward. Ricky Wrench Thompson, contractor. I'll handle the structural repairs. Carlos Snake Rivera. My wife runs a food bank. I'll get supplies. Tank Wilson. I'll bring toys. Kids need toys. Leo Ghost Patterson stepped forward last. Quiet. Always quiet. Former military. Now just surviving. I'll find the dad, Ghost said. Jack nodded. You've got 48 hours. I only need 24. Ghost left. Jack looked at the crew. We start tomorrow morning. 6 a.m. Bring tools. Bring supplies. Bring whatever you've got. We're rebuilding that house top to bottom. What about money? Someone asked. I've got it covered. Boss, you can't pay for everything. Watch me. Brick clapped his hands. All right, you heard the man. Go home. Get sleep. Tomorrow we work. The men filed out, but they all stopped to look at Lila, to nod, to smile, to promise without words that they'd protect her. After everyone left, Brick turned to Jack. You sure about this? No, but I'm doing it anyway. This isn't going to bring Sarah back. Jack's jaw tightened. I know, but maybe it'll help me sleep at night. Or maybe it'll break your heart again. Then it breaks. At least I'll feel something. Brick put his hand on Jack's shoulder. You're a good man, Jack, even if you don't believe it. I'm not good. I'm just trying to be less bad. That's all any of us can do. The next morning, the Iron Vultures descended on Lila's house like a tornado with tools, trucks, lumber, paint, food, laughter. Neighbors came outside to watch. Some scared, most confused, all of them shocked. Because bikers don't rebuild houses, everyone knows that. Except these bikers did. Wrench and Brick tore out the rotting porch, rebuilt it with pressure-treated wood, painted it white. Snake's wife showed up with groceries, filled every cabinet, every shelf, left recipes taped to the fridge. Tank brought toys for Lila, coloring books, stuffed animals, a brand new leash for Duke. By noon, the neighbors stopped being scared, started helping, brought lemonade, brought sandwiches, brought smiles. Mrs. Chen from next door came over. I didn't know good people still existed. Brick grinned. We're not good people. We're just trying to be better. Well, you're doing a hell of a job. Lila watched everything from the porch. Duke beside her, eyes wide, crying. Jack sat down next to her. You okay? I didn't know people could be this nice. Most people aren't, but some are. You just have to find them. Did you find them? Jack looked at his crew. At these broken men, rebuilding a broken house. Yeah, I did. Jack, yeah. Do you think my dad's ever coming back? Jack thought about lying, decided against it. I don't know, but if he does, he better be ready to earn his way back into your life, because right now, he doesn't deserve you. What if he never comes back? Then you've got us, not the family you were born with, but the family you chose. And sometimes that's better. Lila leaned against him. I'm glad you stopped. Jack's throat tightened. Me too, kid. Me too. But the peace didn't last long, because at that exact moment, Jack's phone rang. Ghost. I found him. Jack stood, walked away from the porch. Where? Bar called the Rusty Chain, East Side. He's been there every night for 2 weeks, drinking, gambling, losing. Alone. Yeah, but Jack, there's something you need to know. What? He's wearing an old Iron Vultures patch. From about 10 years ago. Before your time. Jack's blood went cold. Say that again. Daniel Moore was one of us. Or tried to be. He got kicked out for stealing from the clubhouse. That was before you took over. But he was there. Jack's mind raced. Daniel Moore had been Iron Vultures that changed everything. I'm going down there, now. Want backup? No, this is between me and him. Jack hung up. Walked back to the porch. Brick saw his face. What happened? Found the dad. He used to be one of us. Brick's eyes widened. What? Before my time. Got kicked out for stealing, and now he's drinking himself to death at the Rusty Chain. You going alone? Yeah. Bad idea. Probably, but I'm doing it anyway. Jack looked at Lila. I'll be back tonight. Stay here with Brick. Okay. Where are you going? To talk to your dad. Lila's face went white. You found him? Yeah. Is he okay? Jack thought about lying again. Didn't. No, he's not okay. But maybe I can help him get there. What if he doesn't want help? Then he doesn't get to be your father anymore. Jack climbed on his bike, started the engine, rode toward the Rusty Chain and a conversation he didn't want to have with a man he already hated. The Rusty Chain was exactly what you'd expect from a place with that name. Dark, dirty, full of people trying to forget who they were. Jack walked inside, scanned the room, found Daniel Moore at the back corner, alone, drunk, staring at an empty glass like it held the answers to questions he didn't want to ask. Jack sat down across from him. Daniel looked up. Bloodshot eyes, unshaven face, hands shaking. Who the hell are you? Jack Reynolds, Iron Vultures, leader. And I need to talk to you about your daughter. Daniel's face went white. I don't have a daughter. Yeah, you do. Her name's Lila. She's 7 years old, and 2 days ago I found her on Highway 9 trying to sell her dog so her mom could eat. Because you stole everything and ran like a coward. Daniel slammed his glass down. You don't know anything about me. I know you used to be Iron Vultures. I know you got kicked out for stealing. And I know you did the same thing to your family that you did to the club. Took what wasn't yours and disappeared. Daniel stood up, swayed, sat back down. Get out of my face. No, not until you hear what your daughter's life looks like now. Her mom's in the hospital with pneumonia and starvation. The house was empty. No food, no heat, nothing. And your daughter was selling the only thing she loved in the world to try to save her mom. That's what you left behind. Daniel's hands clenched. I couldn't face them. Why not? Because I failed. I lost my job, started drinking, stole from my own family. What kind of man does that? Jack leaned forward. The kind who's too weak to fix his mistakes. The kind who runs instead of fights. Daniel's voice broke. You think I wanted this? You think I wanted to be the guy who abandons his kid? I don't care what you wanted. I care what you did. And what you did was choose booze over your daughter. I didn't have a choice. Everyone has a choice. You made yours. You chose wrong. Daniel started crying. Ugly. Raw. Broken. I don't know how to fix this. Jack stood up. You start by getting sober. You check into a program. You stay away from them until you're clean. And then, if you're man enough, you walk back into that house and you apologize. You don't ask for forgiveness. You earn it. Day by day. Choice by choice. Until your daughter believes you're not going to run again. What if she never forgives me? Then you live with it, because that's the consequence of your choices. Jack turned to leave. Daniel called after him. Why do you care? Jack stopped, his back to Daniel, voice flat. Because 15 years ago I killed my daughter in a drunk driving accident. I was behind the wheel, She was in the passenger seat, and every single day since I've tried to be better than the man who did that. Your daughter reminds me of mine, and I'll be damned if I let her end up like Sarah." He walked out, left Daniel sitting there with the truth and his empty glass and the choice every broken man eventually faces. Stay broken, or try to heal. Jack got back to Lila's house just as the sun was setting. The porch was finished. The house was painted. The yard was cleaned. Laughter came from inside. He walked in. The crew was teaching Lila how to play cards. Duke was stealing chips. Everyone was smiling. Brick looked up. "How'd it go?" "Found him, talked to him, told him what he needed to hear." "Is he coming back?" "I don't know, but I gave him the choice. What he does with it is up to him." Lila walked over. "Did you see my dad?" "Yeah." "Is he okay?" Jack crouched down. "No, he's not okay. But I told him how to get there. Whether he does it or not is his choice." "Do you think he will?" "I hope so. But hope doesn't fix anything. Actions do. And right now your dad needs to choose action over excuses." Lila nodded slowly. "What if he doesn't?" Jack put his hand on her shoulder. "Then you've got 20 guys here who will be your family. We're not perfect, we're not always nice, but we show up. And sometimes that's all that matters." Lila hugged him, hard, desperate. "Thank you, Jack." Jack's eyes burned. "You're welcome, kid." That night, after the crew left and Lila was asleep upstairs with Duke, Jack sat on the porch. Brick joined him. "You did good today." "I didn't do anything. The crew did." "The crew showed up because you asked them to. That's leadership. Or manipulation. Same thing sometimes." They sat in silence. Then Brick said, "You think the dad's coming back?" "I don't know. Part of me hopes he does, so Lila can have her father. But part of me hopes he doesn't, because I don't trust him not to hurt her again." "What if he does both?" "Comes back and hurts her." Jack's jaw tightened. "Then I'll make sure he regrets it." "That's not your job." "It is now." Brick was quiet for a moment. "You getting attached to this kid?" "Yeah, I am. And I know that's dangerous, but I can't help it. She reminds me of Sarah, and helping her feels like maybe I can fix one thing I broke." "Jack, you can't fix Sarah by saving Lila." "I know, but I have to try." Brick stood up. "Just be careful, because if this goes wrong, it's going to hurt. Bad." "I know. And you're going to do it anyway." "Yeah, I am." Brick shook his head, smiled. "You're a stubborn son of a bitch." "That's why you follow me." "That's why we all follow you." Brick left. Jack sat alone on the porch, staring at the stars, thinking about Sarah, about Lila, about Daniel Moore and the choice he'd given him. And Jack realized something. This wasn't just about saving Lila. This was about saving himself. About proving that he could be the man his daughter needed him to be before he killed her. About redemption. About second chances. About becoming someone Sarah would be proud of. Even if she'd never know it. Because the dead don't forgive. They just haunt. And Jack had been haunted long enough. Maybe it was time to start living again. Even if it hurt. Even if it broke him. Because being broken while trying was better than being whole while running. And Jack Reynolds was done running. 3 days passed before Jack heard from Daniel Moore again. 3 days of watching Lila smile more. Watching her mom get stronger in the hospital. Watching the house transform from a tomb into a home. Then his phone rang at 2 in the morning. "Jack Reynolds." "It's Daniel. I'm at St. Matthew's Rehab Center. I checked myself in yesterday. 48 hours sober. I need to talk to you." Jack sat up. "About what?" "About why I really left, and about the people who are coming for me." Jack's blood went cold. "What people? Can you come here?" "Please, I can't say this over the phone." "I'll be there in 20 minutes." Jack hung up, got dressed. rode through empty streets to the rehab center on the north side. Daniel met him in the visitor's room. Cleaner, sober, but terrified. "Thanks for coming," Daniel said. "Talk, fast." Daniel took a shaky breath. "I didn't just leave because I was drinking. I left because I owed money, a lot of money, to the wrong people." "How much?" $60,000. Jack's jaw tightened. "Who?" "Vincent Carmichael. Runs an underground gambling operation out of the docks. I got in deep. Thought I could win it back. I couldn't. And when I couldn't pay, he gave me two options. Pay up, or he'd take it from my family." "So you ran." "I took everything I could sell and gave it to him. 23,000. He said it bought me time. 3 months. To come up with the rest, or he'd come collect. And the 3 months are almost up." Jack leaned forward. "When?" 2 weeks, maybe less. And Jack, he knows where Lila lives. He's been watching the house. That's why I stayed away. I thought if I wasn't there, he'd leave them alone. But I was wrong." "You were stupid. You should have come to us. To the Vultures. We handle guys like Vincent." "I couldn't. I stole from the club 10 years ago. I thought you'd kill me if I showed my face." "We might have. But we wouldn't have let your kids suffer. There's a code. You broke it when you stole. But you shattered it when you abandoned your family." Daniel's voice cracked. "I know. And I'm trying to fix it. That's why I called you. Because Vincent's going to come for them. Soon. And I can't protect them from here. But you think I can." "I think you're the only person who can." Jack stood up. "Here's what's going to happen. You stay here. You get sober. You work the program. And I'll handle Vincent." "Jack, you don't understand. This guy's dangerous. He's got connections. Enforcers. He's not just some street thug." "Neither am I. And neither is my crew. We'll handle him." "What if you can't?" Jack's voice turned to ice. "Then your daughter will watch me die trying. Because that's what real men do. They protect their families, even when it costs them everything." Daniel started crying. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I should have—" "Save it. Apologies don't mean anything until you prove them. Right now, you're just words. When you get out of here sober and ready to be a father, then we'll talk about apologies. Until then, shut up and stay clean." Jack left, drove straight to the clubhouse, called an emergency meeting. By 3 a.m., the entire crew was there. "We've got a problem," Jack said. "Guy named Vincent Carmichael. Runs illegal gambling. Daniel Moore owes him 60 grand. Vincent's threatening the family if he doesn't pay. We've got maybe 2 weeks before he makes a move." Brick cracked his knuckles. "Then we pay him a visit first." "No, we prepare. We watch the house. We protect Lila and her mom. And we wait for Vincent to show his hand." Ghost spoke up. "I know Vincent. Used to run security for his operation before I joined the Vultures. He's smart, calculated. He won't come himself. He'll send people to test you, see how serious you are. Then we show him, starting now. Brick, I want 2 men on the house 24/7, rotating shifts. Ghost. I want everything you can find on Vincent, his operation, his people, his weaknesses. Everyone else business as usual, but be ready to move when I call." The crew nodded, started moving. Wrench raised his hand. "What about Lila? She know about this?" "No, and she's not going to. Not yet. She doesn't need to be scared. She needs to feel safe." "Hard to feel safe when bikers are guarding your house." "Then we make it look like we're just visiting. We're friends helping out, not bodyguards." Brick grinned. "So we're babysitters now." "We're whatever we need to be to keep that kid alive." The next morning, Jack picked Lila up for school. She climbed into his truck. Duke jumped in the back. "Why are you taking me to school?" Lila asked. "Because I was heading this way anyway. Thought I'd save you the bus ride." "You don't live near my school." Jack smiled. "You're too smart for your own good." "My dad used to say that." Jack's smile faded. Your dad called me yesterday. He's in rehab, getting sober. Lila went still. Really? Really? 48 hours clean. Says he wants to come back, be a real father. Do you believe him? I believe he wants to. Whether he can is a different question. Lila looked out the window. What if he comes back and then leaves again? I don't think I could handle that. Then we don't let him come back until we're sure he won't leave. We test him. We make him prove it. How? We make him do the hard things. Show up, stay sober, earn trust. And if he can't do that, then he doesn't get to be your dad. He's just a guy who made you. Lila nodded slowly. I like that. They pulled up to the school. Kids were flooding in. Normal kids with normal problems. Lila grabbed her backpack, hesitated. Jack? Yeah. Are you going to leave too? Jack's chest tightened. No. How do you know? Because I already left once, 15 years ago. When my daughter died, I left everything. My wife, my life, myself. And it didn't fix anything. It just made everything worse. So I'm not leaving again. Not you, not your mom, not anyone. I'm staying. Lila hugged him, quick, tight. Then ran into the school. Jack watched her go. Then his phone buzzed. Ghost. We've got movement. Black sedan been circling Lila's street for the past hour. 2 men inside, taking photos. You get plates. Yeah, running them now. But Jack, they're not hiding. They want us to know they're watching. Good. Let them watch. We'll be watching back. Jack drove to Lila's house. Brick was already there, sitting on the porch with a newspaper and a shotgun under the chair. Morning, Brick said. Vincent's people are here. Black sedan, taking photos. I know. They passed by 20 minutes ago. Slowed down, looked at me. I waved. They didn't wave back. Rude. Brick grinned. Very. Jack sat down. This is going to get worse before it gets better. Always does. But we've handled worse. Have we? Yeah, remember Tucson. That mess with the cartel. We almost died in Tucson. But we didn't. That's the point. We're still here. Still breathing. Still fighting. Jack was quiet for a moment. I can't let anything happen to that kid. Nothing's going to happen to her. We won't let it. You sound pretty confident for a guy who's outnumbered. We're not outnumbered. We're just waiting for them to show up so we can even the odds. The black sedan drove by again. Slower this time. Both men staring. Brick stood up, walked to the curb, pulled out his phone, took a photo of their car, smiled, waved. The sedan sped off. Brick walked back. They'll be back tonight, with more people, to intimidate us. Then we'll be ready. Lila's mom came home from the hospital that afternoon. Jack and Brick helped her inside. She stopped in the doorway, stared. What happened here? The house was transformed, clean, bright, warm, food in the kitchen, flowers on the table, photos on the walls that Jack's crew had found in boxes and framed. The crew happened, Jack said. She turned to him, tears streaming. Why would you do all this? Because someone needed to, and it happened to be us. I can't pay you back. I don't want payment. I want you to get healthy. Take care of Lila. That's all. She hugged him, shaking, sobbing. Thank you. Thank you so much. Jack patted her back awkwardly. You're welcome. But there's something you need to know. She pulled back. What? Your husband's in rehab, getting sober. And he told me why he really left. Her face went pale. Vincent Carmichael. You knew. I knew Daniel was gambling. I didn't know how bad it was until he took my jewelry. By then it was too late. He said he'd fix it. And then he just disappeared. He owes Vincent $60,000, and Vincent's going to come collect. Soon. Her hand went to her mouth. "Oh God, Lila!" "Lila's safe. I've got my crew watching the house. Nobody's getting near her, but you need to be prepared. Things might get scary for a bit." "What kind of scary?" "The kind where bad men show up and try to intimidate us. But we're not intimidating easy. We'll handle it. You just focus on staying safe, keeping Lila calm, and letting us do our job." She nodded. "Okay. But Jack, if something happens to me, promise me you'll take care of Lila. Don't let her go into the system. Don't let her be alone. Nothing's going to happen to you. Promise me anyway." Jack looked at her, saw the same fear he'd seen in his wife's eyes 15 years ago when she told him to stop drinking. Back when he didn't listen. Back when promises didn't mean anything. "I promise," Jack said. "If anything happens to you, I'll take care of Lila. She won't be alone." She hugged him again. "Thank you." Lila came home from school, saw her mom, screamed, ran. They collapsed together on the couch, crying, laughing, holding on. Duke jumped on the couch with them, making it a family pile. Jack watched from the doorway. Brick stood beside him. "You getting soft on us, boss?" Brick asked. "Maybe. Getting old does that." "You're not old. You're seasoned." "I'm 53. That's old." "Nah. Old is when you stop fighting. You're still fighting. That means you're still young." Jack smiled. "That's the dumbest logic I've ever heard." "But you smiled, so it worked." They walked outside. The black sedan was back, parked across the street, waiting. "Here we go," Brick said. Two men got out, big, professional, moved like military. They walked across the street, stopped at the property line. "You Jack Reynolds?" the first one asked. "I am. Vincent Carmichael would like to have a conversation with you. Tonight, 9 p.m., the Anchor Bar on the docks." "Tell Vincent I'm busy." It wasn't a request. Jack stepped off the porch, walked right up to the man, got in his face. "Tell Vincent that if he wants to talk, he can come here, to my turf. Otherwise, he can go to hell." The man smiled. "Mr. Carmichael doesn't do house calls." "Then I guess we're not talking." "You're making a mistake. I've made bigger ones. I'll survive." The man's smile faded. "You think you're tough. You think your little biker gang scares us. I don't think anything. I know. I know that you drove by here 3 times today. I know you took photos. I know you're trying to intimidate me. And I know it's not working. So go back to Vincent and tell him that the Iron Vultures don't negotiate with thugs. We bury them." The man's hand moved toward his jacket. Brick stepped forward, pulled out his gun, aimed it at the man's chest. "I wouldn't." The man froze. "Now get off this property," Jack said, "and don't come back, because next time I won't be polite." The men backed away, got in their car, drove off. Brick lowered his gun. "That was stupid." "Probably. They're going to come back with more people." "I know. And they're going to be pissed." "Good. Angry people make mistakes." Brick shook his head. "You're going to get us all killed." "Maybe. But at least we'll die protecting a kid instead of drinking ourselves to death in a bar. That's something." 9 p.m. came. Jack didn't go to the Anchor Bar. Instead, he sat on Lila's porch with Brick and 4 other crew members. Waiting. Vincent's men showed up at 9:30, 5 of them this time. Armed. They parked. Got out. Walked to the property line. "Last chance," the lead man said. "Vincent wants to talk. Now." And I said no. "Then you're choosing war." Jack stood up. "No. Daniel Moore chose war when he borrowed money he couldn't pay back. I'm just cleaning up his mess." "By protecting his family." "Why, what do you get out of this?" "Peace of mind. Something you wouldn't understand." The man laughed. "You're going to die for people who aren't even related to you." "If that's what it takes." The man pulled out his phone, made a call. He's refusing. What do you want me to do? He listened, nodded, hung up. Vincent says you've got until tomorrow night to reconsider. After that, he's coming himself. And when he does, people are going to get hurt, and it won't be us. They left. Brick turned to Jack. We need more people. Call everyone. I want the whole crew here tomorrow. 24/7 protection until this is over. Boss, that's going to cost us jobs, money, time. I don't care. This is more important. Why? What is it about this kid that's got you so twisted up? Jack's voice broke. Because I failed Sarah. I failed my daughter. I was supposed to protect her, and I killed her instead. And I've spent 15 years trying to make up for that. Trying to be the man she needed me to be. And I can't bring her back. But I can save Lila. And if I don't, then Sarah died for nothing. And I died for nothing. And the last 15 years were just wasted time. Brick put his hand on Jack's shoulder. Sarah didn't die for nothing. She died because you made a mistake. A terrible, awful mistake. But you've paid for it. Every single day for 15 years. And you're still paying. But you don't have to keep punishing yourself forever. Yes, I do. Yes, No. You don't. You just have to be better. And you are. Look at what you've done for this family. Look at what you've built. That's not punishment. That's redemption. Jack's eyes burned. I don't feel redeemed. You will, eventually. But first you have to survive tomorrow night. So let's focus on that. Jack nodded. Call everyone. I want this place locked down. The next morning, Lila asked Jack why there were so many motorcycles outside her house. Because we're having a party, Jack said. It doesn't look like a party. It's a boring adult party. The kind where we sit around and talk about taxes and mortgages. Lila frowned. You're lying. I am. But I'm lying to protect you. And sometimes that's okay. My dad used to lie to protect me. Then he left. How do I know you're not going to leave? Jack crouched down. Because I'm not your dad. I'm not running from anything. I'm standing in front of something. And the thing I'm standing in front of is you. And I'm not moving. Promise? Promise. Lila hugged him, then went inside to get ready for school. Her mom came outside. She knows something's wrong. I know, but I'd rather her be confused than terrified. What happens tonight? Vincent Carmichael shows up. We have a conversation. Hopefully he walks away and leaves you alone. And if he doesn't, then we make him. Jack, I don't want anyone getting hurt because of us. Too late. We're already hurt. Your husband saw to that. Now we're just deciding how this ends. And I'd prefer it ends with you and Lila safe. She touched his face. You're a good man. I'm really not. Yes, you are. You just don't see it yet. She went inside. Brick walked over. Ghost found something. Vincent's operation is bigger than we thought. He's connected to the Sinaloa cartel, moving drugs through the port. Gambling's just a side business. Jack's stomach dropped. We're fighting the cartel. Looks like it. Jesus Christ. Yeah. So what do we do? Jack thought about it. About walking away. About protecting himself. About survival. Then he thought about Lila. About Sarah. About 15 years of running. We fight anyway. That's suicide. Probably. But it's also the right thing. And I'm tired of doing the wrong thing. Brick nodded. Then we fight. Together. Together. They shook hands. Two men about to walk into hell. But at least they wouldn't walk alone. Vincent Carmichael arrived at 8 p.m. 10 cars. 30 men. All of them armed. They parked in the street. Blocked both ends. Trapped the Iron Vultures in the middle. Vincent stepped out of a black Mercedes. Mid-50s. Expensive suit. Cold eyes. He walked to the property line. Smiled. Jack Reynolds. I've heard a lot about you. Jack stood on the porch. 20 vultures behind him. And I've heard you're a loan shark who threatens children, so we're even. Vincent's smile didn't waver. I don't threaten children. I collect debts. Daniel Moore owes me money. I'm here to collect. Daniel doesn't have it. Then his family pays. His family didn't borrow the money. He did. Take it up with him. I would. But he's in rehab, so I'll take it from what he left behind. Jack stepped off the porch. Over my dead body. That can be arranged. Vincent snapped his fingers. His men raised their weapons. 30 guns aimed at 20 bikers. Brick whispered, "Boss, we're outgunned." I know. Vincent smiled. Last chance. Give me the family or give me $60,000. Your choice. I choose option 3. You walk away and never come back. And in exchange, I don't tell the DEA about your cartel connections. Vincent's smile vanished. You're bluffing. Try me. I've got a friend in federal law enforcement. One phone call and your entire operation gets shut down. The ports, the gambling, everything. So the question is $60,000 worth losing millions? Vincent stared at him, calculating, weighing options. Then he laughed. You've got balls, I'll give you that. But you're wrong about one thing. I don't lose. Ever. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to leave, for now. But tomorrow, I'm sending people to Daniel Moore's rehab facility. And I'm collecting from him. And if he can't pay, I'll take pieces of him until someone does. And then I'll come back here, and I'll take pieces of this family, until someone pays me what I'm owed. You touch anyone in that family and I'll kill you myself. Vincent smiled. I'd like to see you try. He turned, walked back to his car. His men lowered their weapons. They drove away. Silence. Brick turned to Jack. What the hell just happened? We bought time. Maybe a day. Maybe less. But it's time. And we need to use it. To do what? Jack pulled out his phone. Called someone he hadn't called in 10 years. Someone he swore he'd never call again. The phone rang 3 times. Then a voice answered. Jack Reynolds, I thought you were dead. Not yet, Maria. But I need your help. Maria Santos. DEA. Jack's ex-wife. The woman he'd destroyed 15 years ago when he killed their daughter. Why would I help you? Maria asked. Because Vincent Carmichael is threatening to kill an innocent family, and you're the only person who can stop him. Maria was silent for a long moment. What do you need? Everything you have on Vincent and a raid, tomorrow, before he makes another move. That's impossible. We need warrants, evidence, time. Then make it possible, because if you don't, a 7-year-old girl is going to die. And I know you don't want that on your conscience. Not after Sarah. Maria's voice cracked. That's not fair. I know, but I'm desperate. And desperate men don't play fair. Fine. I'll make some calls. But Jack, this doesn't change anything between us. I still hate you. I know. And you should. But thank you, for helping anyway. Don't thank me. Just don't get yourself killed. Sarah would have wanted you to live. She hung up. Jack stood there, phone in hand, heart pounding. Brick touched his shoulder. That was your ex-wife? Yeah. The one whose daughter you killed? Yeah. And she's helping you? Yeah. Why? Jack's voice broke. Because she's a better person than I'll ever be. And she always was. That's why losing her hurt almost as much as losing Sarah. Because I didn't just destroy my daughter that night. I destroyed everything, and I've been trying to rebuild ever since. But some things can't be rebuilt. They can only be remembered, and Maria remembers. And somehow, she still cares enough to help. And I don't deserve that, but I'll take it. Because Lila deserves to live, even if I don't. Brick didn't say anything, just stood there. 2 broken men watching the stars and hoping tomorrow wouldn't be the day they died. Maria called back at 6 a.m. Jack hadn't slept. He'd spent the night on Lila's porch with a shotgun across his lap, watching for Vincent's men. "We're moving on Vincent today," Maria said. "Noon. Federal raid. The port's his office, everything. But Jack, we can't protect Daniel at the rehab facility. We don't have jurisdiction there. It's private property." Jack's chest tightened. "Then I'm going there myself." "That's a bad idea. So is letting Vincent's men kill him. Daniel's a coward, but he doesn't deserve to die." "You sure about that?" "No. But his daughter deserves a father, even a broken one. So I'm going." Maria was quiet for a moment. "Be careful. Vincent's people are professionals. They won't hesitate." "Neither will I." He hung up. Turned to Brick, who'd been listening. "You going to the rehab center?" Brick asked. "Yeah." "Want backup?" "No. I need you here. Protecting Lila and her mom. That's priority 1. And Daniel's priority 2. Daniel's the reason we're in this mess. But he's also the key to ending it. If Vincent gets to him, he'll use him as leverage. Force him to give up his family. I can't let that happen." Brick nodded. "Then go. We'll hold down the fort." Jack grabbed his jacket, his gun, started toward his bike. Lila came outside, still in pajamas, Duke beside her. "Where are you going?" she asked. "To help your dad." "Why, I thought you hated him." Jack crouched down. "I don't hate him. I hate what he did. There's a difference. And right now he needs help, so I'm going to help him." "What if something happens to you?" "Then Brick takes care of you, and your mom, and Duke. You'll be okay." Lila's eyes filled with tears. "Promise you'll come back." Jack's throat closed. "I promise." "That's what my dad said, before he left." "I'm not your dad." "I know. You're better." Jack hugged her, held on for a moment too long, then stood up, climbed on his bike, rode away before he could change his mind. St. Matthew's Rehab Center was 40 minutes outside the city. Jack called ahead, asked to speak to Daniel Moore. The receptionist said Daniel was in group therapy, couldn't be disturbed. "Tell him Jack Reynolds is on his way, and tell him Vincent's people are coming, today, maybe within the hour." The receptionist's voice changed. "I'll get him." Jack pushed the bike harder. 90 miles per hour on back roads. Dangerous, reckless, necessary. He pulled into the parking lot at 7:30, ran inside. Daniel was waiting in the lobby, eyes wide, shaking. "He's really coming." "Yeah, and we don't have much time. Pack your stuff. You're leaving with me." "I can't leave. I'm only 4 days into the program. If I leave now, I'll relapse." "If you stay, you'll die. Pick your poison." Daniel's hands clenched. "I can't run again. I won't. I'm tired of running." "This isn't running. This is surviving. There's a difference." "No, there's not. Running and surviving look the same when you're a coward." Jack grabbed his shoulders. "Listen to me. You're not a coward for protecting yourself. You're a coward if you give up. And right now, giving up means dying. And if you die, Lila loses her father before she even gets him back. Is that what you want?" Daniel's voice broke. "No." "Then get your stuff. We're leaving. Now." Daniel ran to his room. Jack waited, checked his gun, watched the parking lot. 3 black SUVs pulled in. Jack's blood went cold. "Damn it." He ran to Daniel's room. "They're here. We're out of time." "I'm not ready." "You're ready enough. Let's go." They ran down the back hallway. Emergency exit. Jack kicked it open. Alarm blared. The SUVs were circling to the back, blocking the exit. "Other way," Jack said. They ran through the kitchen. Staff scattered. Someone screamed, out the front entrance, toward Jack's bike. Vincent's men poured out of the SUVs, 6 of them, armed. Jack pushed Daniel behind him, pulled his gun. "Get on the bike, now." "Jack, there's too many." I said now. Daniel climbed on. Jack fired 3 shots, not to kill, to warn, to buy time. The men scattered, took cover. Jack jumped on the bike, started it, punched the throttle. Gunfire erupted behind them. Bullets pinged off metal, shattered windows. Jack weaved through the parking lot, hit the main road, accelerated. Daniel clung to him. They're following. Jack checked the mirror. 2 SUVs, gaining fast. He took a hard right, down a residential street, another right, then left, trying to lose them. But they were professionals. They stayed close. Jack's phone rang. He answered through his helmet comm. What? It's Maria. Where are you? Being chased by Vincent's men. 2 SUVs, armed. I've got Daniel with me. Where? Miller Road, heading toward the industrial district. Get to the docks. We're hitting Vincent's operation in 20 minutes. You can lose them in the chaos. That's your plan. Use your federal raid as a diversion. You have a better one. No. Then shut up and drive. She hung up. Jack pushed the bike harder. 90. 100. The engine screamed. Daniel shouted over the wind. We're not going to make it. Yes, we are. But the SUVs were faster, closing the gap. One pulled alongside. The passenger window rolled down. Jack saw the gun, swerved hard right. The bullet missed by inches. Hold on! Jack yanked the handlebars, cut through an alley, too narrow for the SUVs. They emerged on the other side. The docks ahead, warehouses, shipping containers, chaos. Federal agents were everywhere. SWAT, DEA, guns drawn, shouting. Jack rode straight into the middle of it, skidded to a stop, cut the engine. Maria ran over. Are you insane? Probably, but I'm alive. She looked at Daniel. This him? Yeah, Daniel Moore, the idiot who started this whole thing. Maria grabbed Daniel's arm. You're coming with me. Protective custody until this is over. What about my family? Daniel asked. They're safe. Jack's crew is protecting them, but you need to stay hidden. Vincent's going to be arrested in the next hour, but until then you're a target. Daniel nodded. Let her lead him away. Jack stood there, hands shaking, adrenaline crashing. Brick called. Boss, you okay? Yeah, barely. Vincent's men tried to kill us, but we made it to Maria's raid. Daniel's in protective custody. Good. Because we've got a problem here. Jack's stomach dropped. What kind of problem? Lila's gone. The world stopped. What do you mean gone? She went to school this morning. We had Ghost follow her. But at lunch, she disappeared. No one's seen her in 3 hours. And Jack, we found her backpack in the parking lot, with a note inside. What does it say? Brick's voice was tight. It says, we have the girl. Trade her for Daniel. Midnight, Pier 17. Come alone or she dies. Jack couldn't breathe. Vincent has Lila. Yeah. How you were supposed to be watching her? We were, but someone grabbed her from school, during lunch, in front of everyone. They planned this. Jack's vision blurred. I'm coming back. Now. Don't do anything until I get there. Jack. He hung up, ran to his bike, started it. Maria ran after him. What's wrong? Vincent took Lila, the kid I've been protecting. He's using her as leverage for Daniel. Maria's face went pale. Jack, you can't trade. If you give him Daniel, he'll kill them both. Then what do I do? Let me handle it. We'll send a team to Pier 17, extract Lila, arrest Vincent's people. By midnight, that's 17 hours from now. You can't move that fast. We can try. Trying isn't good enough. That little girl is terrified right now, alone, with monsters. And I promised her I'd protect her. I promised. Jack's voice broke. I already failed one daughter. I can't fail another. Maria grabbed his face, forced him to look at her. You won't. We'll get her back, together. But you have to trust me. Can you do that? Jack wanted to say no. Wanted to ride to Pier 17 right now and kill everyone there. But Maria's eyes were steady. Sure. The same eyes that used to calm him down when he spiraled. Before he destroyed everything. Okay, Jack whispered. But if anything happens to her, nothing will. I promise. She let go. Stepped back. Go to your crew. Plan. Prepare. I'll coordinate with my team. We'll get her back. Jack nodded. Rode away. But he didn't believe her. Because promises didn't mean anything. Sarah taught him that. His wife taught him that. Life taught him that. The only thing that mattered was action. And at midnight, Jack Reynolds was going to act. Even if it cost him everything. Jack got back to Lila's house at 9 a.m. The entire crew was there. 20 men, all armed, all furious. Lila's mom was on the couch, sobbing. Duke lay at her feet, whimpering. Jack knelt beside her. I'm going to get her back. How, you don't even know where she is? I know where they want me to go. Pier 17, midnight, I'll be there. And then what? You trade Daniel for, Lila Vincent kills you both. I don't know, but I'll figure it out. She grabbed his shirt. You promised me you'd keep her safe. You promised. I know, and I failed, but I'm going to fix it. How do you fix this? Jack didn't have an answer, just rage, and guilt, and the desperate need to make this right. Brick pulled him aside. We need a plan. The plan is I go to Pier 17 at midnight, alone, like they asked. That's suicide. Probably. So we're not doing that. We're going in smart. Tactical. We hit them before midnight. Extract Lila. Disappear before they know what happened. And if they kill her the second they see us. Brick was quiet. Ghost spoke up. I've been to Pier 17. It's exposed. No cover. They'll see us coming from a mile away. If we try to extract her early, she dies. So what do we do? Brick asked. Ghost looked at Jack. You go in, like they asked, but you don't go alone. We position around the perimeter. Snipers, spotters. The second they release Lila, we move. Take them all out. Fast. Clean. Jack shook his head. Vincent's people are professionals. They'll have counter-snipers, lookouts. They'll see you. Then we don't hide. We make ourselves obvious. Make them think we're the plan, while the real plan happens underneath. What real plan? Ghost smiled. I've got contacts, ex-military, guys who owe me favors. They can come in from the water, underwater approach, surface behind Vincent's people, create chaos. In the chaos, we grab Lila and run. Brick nodded slowly. That could work. It's risky, Jack said. Everything's risky, but it's better than walking in there and hoping Vincent plays fair, because he won't. Jack thought about it. About all the ways this could go wrong. About Lila dying because he made the wrong choice. Then he thought about Sarah. About the choice he didn't make. About the red light he didn't stop at. Okay, we do it. But if anything goes wrong, everyone pulls back. I'm not losing anyone else. Understood. The crew nodded. Ghost left to make calls. The others started preparing gear. Weapons, comms, strategy. Jack sat on the porch, head in his hands. Lila's mom came outside, sat beside him. Didn't say anything, just sat. After a long time she said, "My daughter loves you." Jack's throat closed. "I love her too. She talks about you like you're her real father, says you're the dad she always wanted. Strong, brave, honest. I'm none of those things." "Yes, you are. You just can't see it, because you're too busy punishing yourself for things that happened 15 years ago. I killed my daughter. And you've been trying to save every daughter since. At some point, Jack, you have to forgive yourself. Because Sarah would want that. She wouldn't want you to spend your life suffering. How do you know what Sarah would want? Because I'm a mother. And I know that no mother wants her child to blame themselves forever. We want our kids to live, to be happy, to find peace. And I guarantee Sarah feels the same way, wherever she is. Jack's eyes burned. I don't know how to forgive myself. You start by saving Lila, by proving that you can protect the people you love, and then you keep going, day by day, until the guilt gets quieter, until the pain gets softer, until you remember the good times more than the bad. Jack nodded. Okay, I'll try. She hugged him. Thank you. For everything. For caring. For staying. For fighting. You're a good man, Jack Reynolds, even if you don't believe it. She went inside. Jack sat alone, watching the sun rise, knowing that by midnight everything would change. Either Lila would come home safe, or Jack would die trying. And honestly, he was okay with both, because some things were worth dying for, and Lila was one of them. Maria called at 3 p.m. We arrested Vincent an hour ago, caught him at his office, but Jack, he's not talking, won't tell us where Lila is, won't give up his people, he's locked down. Then make him talk. We can't. He lawyered up immediately. We've got nothing. Jack's hands clenched. So he stays in jail and his people take Lila. That's your plan. We're working on it. We've got people tracing phone records, surveillance footage, anything that can lead us to her location before midnight. That's not good enough. It's all we have. Jack hung up, called Ghost. Change of plans. We're not waiting until midnight. We're going now. Boss, we don't know where she is. Then we find out. Vincent's in federal custody. His people are scattered. Someone knows where Lila is. We start asking questions, hard questions, until someone talks. Ghost was quiet for a moment. You want to torture people for information. I want to do whatever it takes to get that little girl back. Jack? Are you with me or not? Ghost sighed. I'm with you, always. But this is going to get messy. I don't care. Call the crew. We move in 1 hour. They hit Vincent's gambling operation first. Front door. Guns drawn. 20 bikers flooding in like a tidal wave. Men scattered. Some ran. Some fought. The Vultures didn't care. They grabbed anyone who looked important. Dragged them outside. Jack walked up to the first guy. Mid-30s. Expensive watch. Scared. Where's the girl? I don't know what you're... Jack hit him. Hard. The man's nose broke. Blood poured. Where's the girl? I don't know. Jack hit him again. And again. Until Brick pulled him back. Boss, he doesn't know. He's just a bookkeeper. Jack shoved him away. Moved to the next guy. Older. Tougher. Vincent's lieutenant. Where is she? The man smiled. Blood on his teeth. You're too late. She's already gone. Jack's vision went red. He grabbed the man by the throat, slammed him against the wall. Gone where? Where you'll never find her. Vincent planned for this. Even if he gets arrested, his people follow through. That's the deal. We collect the debt, no matter what. The debt's paid. Vincent's in jail. Let her go. The man laughed. The debt's not paid until Daniel Moore's dead. And since you won't give him up, we'll take his daughter instead. She'll fetch a good price. Young, pretty, lots of buyers for girls like that. Jack's world stopped. You're trafficking her. We're trafficking her, past tense. She's already on a boat, heading south. And by the time you figure out which one she'll be in Mexico, lost forever. Jack dropped him, pulled his gun, aimed it at the man's head. Brick grabbed his arm. Boss, don't. He's not worth it. He just told me they're selling Lila to traffickers. He's absolutely worth it. And killing him won't bring her back. We need him alive. To find out which boat, which route. We need information, not revenge. Jack's hand shook. He wanted to pull the trigger. Wanted to watch this monster die. But Brick was right. Lila mattered more than revenge. He lowered the gun. Which boat? The man spat blood. Go to hell. Ghost stepped forward, pulled out a knife. I'll ask one more time. Which boat? What route? And if you lie, I'll start cutting pieces off until you tell the truth. The man's eyes widened. You're bluffing. Ghost smiled. Try me. He pressed the knife against the man's hand, started cutting, slowly. The man screamed. Okay. It's the Mariana cargo ship. Leaves from Pier 22 in 2 hours. They're hiding her in a container. That's all I know. Ghost pulled back. See? Cooperation works. Jack grabbed his phone, called Maria. Lila's on a cargo ship called the Mariana. Pier 22. Leaves in 2 hours. You need to stop it. We're on it. Don't do anything stupid. Too late. He hung up. Turned to the crew. We're going to Pier 22. We're boarding that ship. And we're getting Lila back. Anyone who doesn't want to come, leave now. No judgment. Nobody moved. Jack nodded. Then let's ride. Pier 22 was chaos. Cargo ships, cranes, workers, security. Jack's crew rolled in like an invasion. 20 motorcycles, armed men. No subtlety. Security tried to stop them. Jack punched the first guard. Brick knocked out the second. Ghost disabled the third. They ran toward the Mariana, massive cargo ship, already loaded, getting ready to depart. Jack spotted Vincent's men, 5 of them, guarding a shipping container, number 47B. That's her, Jack said. They moved. Fast. Aggressive. No hesitation. Gunfire erupted. Vincent's men fired. Jack's crew fired back. Workers screamed, scattered, dove for cover. Jack ran straight through the gunfire. Didn't care. Didn't think. Just moved. A bullet grazed his shoulder. Pain exploded. He ignored it. Kept running. He reached the container. Brick was right behind him. They shot the lock. Yanked open the door. Lila was inside. Hands tied. Mouth gagged. Eyes wide with terror. Jack's knees almost gave out. It's okay. It's me. You're safe. He untied her, pulled off the gag. She threw her arms around him, sobbing. I thought you weren't coming. I thought... I know. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But you're safe now. I've got you. Sirens wailed. Federal agents swarmed the pier. Maria led the charge. Jack, get her out of here. Jack lifted Lila. Ran. Brick covered them. Ghost took out the last of Vincent's men. They made it to the motorcycles. Jack put Lila in the sidecar. Climbed on. Started the engine. Hold on tight. They rode out. Federal agents let them pass. Maria nodded. A silent acknowledgement. A debt repaid. Jack rode straight to Lila's house. Her mom was on the porch, waiting, praying. When she saw Lila, she screamed, ran. They collided in a hug, both crying, both whole. Jack stood back, watched, his shoulder bleeding, his hands shaking, his heart finally beating again. Brick put his hand on Jack's good shoulder. You did it. We did it. No, you did it. You're the one who wouldn't quit, who wouldn't walk away, who saved that kid when everyone else would have given up. Jack's eyes burned. I almost lost her. But you didn't. She's home, safe, because of you. Lila ran over, hugged Jack. Thank you. Thank you so much. Jack held her. You're welcome, kid. Are they gone? The bad men. Yeah, they're gone. Vincent's in jail. His people are arrested. You're safe. Forever. Lila looked up at him. My mom says you're a hero. I'm not a hero. I'm just a guy who didn't want to lose someone else. That's what heroes do. They protect people even when it's hard. Jack smiled. Then I guess I'm a hero. The best kind. She hugged him again, then ran back to her mom. Duke jumped on them both, a family pile of relief and joy. Jack watched, feeling something he hadn't felt in 15 years. Peace. Not complete. Not perfect. But there. A small, quiet peace that whispered maybe, just maybe, he'd finally done something right. And maybe Sarah was watching. And maybe wherever she was proud. And that was enough. That peace lasted exactly 3 days. Jack spent those days at Lila's house, helping her mom recover, playing with Duke, teaching Lila how to change a motorcycle tire because she asked and he couldn't say no. The crew stopped by every day, brought food, told stories, made Lila laugh, made her mom smile, made the house feel like a home instead of a crime scene. Daniel called from rehab on day 3, asked to speak to Lila. Jack handed her the phone, watched her face change, confusion, hope, fear, all at once. "Hi, Dad," she said quietly. Jack stepped outside, gave her privacy, but he heard her through the window anyway. "Are you really getting better, or are you lying again?" Silence. Then Lila's voice softer. "Okay, but you have to prove it, not with words, with actions, like Jack says." More silence. "I don't know if I can forgive you yet, but maybe someday, if you stay." She hung up, came outside, eyes red. "You okay?" Jack asked. "He says he's 2 weeks sober, says he wants to come home when he's done with the program, says he wants to be a real dad." "What did you say?" "I said maybe, if he proves it." Jack nodded. "That's fair. You don't owe him forgiveness. He has to earn it." "Do you think he will?" Jack thought about it, about redemption, about whether people could really change. "I don't know, but I hope so, because you deserve a father who fights for you, and if he can't be that person, then you've got us. Forever." Lila hugged him. "You're already my dad, the real one, the one who stayed." Jack's throat closed. "I'm honored, kid." She pulled back, smiled. "Can we go riding today, just you and me and Duke?" "Absolutely." They spent the afternoon on the bike, riding through back roads, wind in their faces, Duke in the sidecar, Lila laughing. For 3 hours, everything was perfect. Then Jack's phone rang. "Maria, we've got a problem." Jack's stomach dropped. "What kind of problem?" "Vincent made bail." The world stopped. "How he's facing federal charges, trafficking, racketeering, everything." His lawyers found a technicality. Judge set bail at $5 million. Vincent paid it in cash. He's out. "Where is he now?" "We don't know. He cut his ankle monitor, disappeared. And Jack, we found something else. Phone records show Vincent made 3 calls after he got out, all to the same number, burner phone, untraceable. But we think he's planning something." "Like what?" "Revenge. He lost everything because of you. His operation, his money, his reputation. And men like Vincent don't forgive. They retaliate." Jack looked at Lila, smiling, petting Duke, completely unaware that danger was coming. "I need protection for Lila and her family. Now. We can assign agents, but Jack, federal protection is limited. We can't guard them forever. Eventually you're on your own." "Then I'll handle it myself." "That's what I'm afraid of." Jack hung up, turned the bike around, rode straight back to Lila's house. Brick was on the porch, saw Jack's face. "What happened?" "Vincent's out, made bail, cut his monitor, and he's planning something." Brick swore. "We need to move them, get them out of here. Somewhere Vincent can't find them." "Where? He's got resources, connections. He'll find them anywhere." "Then we don't hide them, we protect them, here, like before." "We can't live like this forever. Lila needs school, a normal life, not armed guards and constant fear." "Then what do we do?" Jack's jaw tightened. "We end this. Permanently. You mean kill Vincent? I mean remove the threat, however that needs to happen. Brick grabbed his arm. Boss, you kill Vincent, you go to prison. For life. Is that what you want? I want Lila safe. If that costs me my freedom, fine. At least she'll be alive. And what about her? You think she wants to lose another father, because that's what happens if you do this. You disappear. She's alone again. Except this time it's worse, because she'll know you chose revenge over her. Jack pulled away. I'm choosing her safety over everything. No. You're choosing your guilt. You're choosing to punish yourself. Again. Because you couldn't save Sarah, so you're trying to save Lila by destroying yourself. But that's not saving her. That's abandoning her. Just like Daniel did. Jack's hand clenched into a fist. Don't compare me to him. Then stop acting like him. Daniel ran when things got hard. You're about to do the same thing, just in a different way. Jack's voice broke. Then what do I do? How do I keep her safe without destroying everything? You trust your crew. You trust Maria. You trust that we'll find another way, together. Jack wanted to argue, wanted to ride straight to wherever Vincent was hiding and finish this. But Lila came outside. Jack! What's wrong? He turned, forced a smile. Nothing, kid. Just talking. You're lying, I can tell. What's wrong? Jack crouched down. The bad man, Vincent, he got out of jail, and we think he might try to hurt us again. Lila's face went pale. Is he coming here? I don't know, but if he does, we'll be ready. I've got the crew, we've got weapons, we've got everything we need to protect you. What if he comes when you're not here? Then Brick will be here, or Ghost, or Tank. Someone's always going to be here, watching, protecting. I promise. You promised last time, and I still got taken. Jack's chest tightened. I know, and I'm sorry. But that's not going to happen again. Ever. I'm not leaving your side until Vincent's gone. Okay. Lila nodded, but her eyes were scared, and Jack hated himself for putting that fear there. That night, Jack didn't sleep. He sat on Lila's porch with his gun and a bottle of water and the crushing weight of responsibility. Brick joined him at 2 a.m. You should rest. Can't. What if Vincent comes while I'm asleep? Then the rest of us handle it. You're not alone in this. I know, but it feels like I am. Brick sat down. You know what your problem is. You think you have to carry everything yourself. You think asking for help is weakness. But it's not. It's strength. Knowing when you're overwhelmed and letting others step up. That's what leaders do. I'm not a good leader. You're the best leader I've ever had. Because you care. Most guys in charge just want power. You want to protect people. That's rare. That's valuable. Jack was quiet for a moment. What if I can't protect her? What if Vincent gets through anyway? Then we die trying. All of us. Because that's what family does. We fight. Together. Until the end. You're willing to die for a kid you barely know. I'm willing to die for a kid you love. Because you're my brother. And your fights are my fights. Jack's eyes burned. I don't deserve you. Probably not, but you're stuck with me anyway. They sat in silence. Two men watching the dark, waiting for monsters. At 4 a.m., Jack's phone buzzed. Unknown number. He answered. Jack Reynolds. Hello, Jack. It's Vincent. Jack's blood turned cold. Where are you? Close. Very close. I've been watching your little operation. The crew, the house, the girl. Very touching. Very heroic. But ultimately pointless. What do you want? I want you to understand something. You destroyed my life, my business, my reputation, everything I built. And now I'm going to destroy everything you love. Starting with that little girl. Touch her, and I'll kill you. Vincent laughed. You'll try, but you'll fail, Because I'm not coming for her today, or tomorrow. I'm going to wait, make you paranoid, make you exhausted, make you sloppy, and when you finally let your guard down, I'll strike. And by the time you realize what's happening, it'll be too late. I'll find you first. You can try, but I'm a ghost now. No records, no trail, no connections. Just a man with nothing to lose and everything to gain by watching you suffer. Vincent hung up. Jack stared at the phone, hands shaking, vision blurred. Brick grabbed his shoulder. What did he say? He's not coming now. He's waiting, watching, trying to break me before he attacks. Then we don't break. We stay strong. We stay vigilant, and we outlast him. For how long, weeks, months, years, I can't guard Lila forever. Then we don't guard her. We hunt him. We flip this. Make him the prey instead of the predator. Jack looked at him. How? We bait him. Make him think he has an opening. And when he takes it, we're ready. We end this, once and for all. That's risky. Everything's risky, but it's better than sitting here waiting to die. Jack thought about it. About using Lila as bait. About the million ways it could go wrong. Then he thought about Vincent's voice. Calm, confident, controlled. A man who thought he'd already won. Okay, we do it. But we plan this perfectly. No mistakes, no improvising. We get one shot. Then let's make it count. The plan was simple, dangerously simple. They'd stage a fight, make it look like Jack and the crew had a falling out, make Vincent think Jack was vulnerable, alone, easy prey. Then when Vincent came for him, the crew would be waiting, hidden, ready to strike. It had to look real, so they made it real. That afternoon, Jack and Brick had a screaming match on Lila's front lawn. Loud enough for the neighbors to hear. Loud enough for anyone watching to hear. "You're obsessed," Brick shouted. "You're treating this kid like she's your daughter, and she's not Sarah's dead Jack, and pretending this girl is her replacement isn't going to bring her back." Jack shoved him. "Don't talk about Sarah." "Why not? She's the reason you're doing this. You're trying to save Lila because you couldn't save Sarah, but you're going to get us all killed in the process." "Then leave. I don't need you." "Fine. I'm done. We're all done. You want to die for this kid? Do it alone." Brick stormed off, got on his bike, rode away. The other crew members followed, one by one, until Jack was alone on the porch. He sat down, put his head in his hands, looked broken. Lila came outside. "Jack, what happened?" "The crew left. They're tired of protecting us. Said it's too dangerous." "So we're alone now?" Jack nodded. "Yeah, but I'm not leaving. I'm staying, no matter what." Lila hugged him. "I'm scared." "Me too, kid. Me too." But Jack wasn't scared. He was ready. Because somewhere out there, Vincent was watching. And soon, he'd make his move. And when he did, Jack would be ready. The crew would be ready. Hidden in nearby houses, watching through scopes, waiting. This was the trap. And Vincent was walking right into it. 2 days passed. Nothing happened. Jack stayed on the porch, day and night, barely slept, barely ate, made himself look exhausted, vulnerable. Lila's mom brought him food. "You look terrible." That's the point. What if he doesn't come? What if he sees through this? Then we try something else. But I don't think he will. Men like Vincent are arrogant. They think they're smarter than everyone else. And arrogance makes you sloppy. She touched his face. "Be careful. Please. Lila needs you." "I know. That's why I'm doing this. To end it. So she can have a normal life." "What about you? What kind of life do you get when this is over?" Jack thought about it. About the future. About what came after Vincent. I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead. Maybe you should, because Lila's not the only one who deserves a normal life. You do too. She went inside. Jack sat alone, thinking about futures and second chances and whether he deserved either. Then, at 3 a.m., he saw movement. 2 figures coming up the street. Quiet, professional, armed. Jack's heart pounded. He reached for his gun, positioned it, waited. The figures got closer. 50 yards, 40, 30. Jack's calm earpiece crackled. Brick's voice. We see them. 2 hostiles, approaching from the east. 3 more coming from the west. This is it. Wait for my signal. Copy. The 2 figures reached the yard, stopped, looked at Jack. One of them spoke. Jack Reynolds, Vincent sends his regards. They raised their weapons. Jack dove. Gunfire erupted. Bullets shattered the porch, the windows, everything. Jack returned fire, hit one man in the chest. He went down. The second man advanced, firing, relentless. Then the crew opened fire. From every direction. Brick, Ghost, Wrench, Tank. All of them. Hidden, waiting. The hostile was caught in a crossfire, went down hard. The 3 from the west tried to retreat. Brick cut them off. They surrendered. Silence. Jack stood up, breathing hard, bleeding from a graze on his arm. Brick ran over. You hit. Just grazed. I'm fine. Where's Vincent? Not here. These were just his people. Jack grabbed one of the survivors, dragged him up. Where is he? The man spat blood. You really think he'd come himself? Vincent's smarter than that. He sent us to test you, to see if you were really alone, and now he knows you're not. So this was for nothing. Not for nothing. Now Vincent knows you're still dangerous. Now he'll be more careful, more patient, more deadly. Jack threw him down. Take him to Maria. Let the feds deal with him. The crew hauled the survivors away. Jack sat on the porch, exhausted, defeated. Lila came outside. Is it over? No, it's not over. Vincent wasn't here. He sent others. So he's still out there? Yeah, he's still out there. Lila sat beside him. Jack, I'm tired of being scared. Me too, kid. When does it end? Jack's voice broke. I don't know, but I promise you it will end, one way or another. And when it does, you're going to have the life you deserve. Safe, happy, normal. Even if I have to die to give it to you. Lila grabbed his hand. I don't want you to die. I want you to live. With me. With my mom. With Duke. I want you to be my dad. The real one. Forever. Jack's eyes filled with tears. I want that too. Then promise me you won't do anything stupid. Promise me you won't trade your life for mine. Because I need you, more than you know. Jack pulled her close. I promise. I'll be smart. I'll be careful. And I'll come home. Always. But even as he said it, Jack knew it was a lie. Because if it came down to his life, or Lila's, he'd choose hers. Every time. Without hesitation. Because that's what fathers did. They protected their children. Even when it cost them everything. And Jack had already failed one daughter. He wasn't going to fail another. Not ever. Even if it killed him. Now, the next morning Maria called. We interrogated Vincent's men. One of them talked, gave us a location. Abandoned warehouse on the east side. Vincent's been using it as a safe house. We're raiding it in 2 hours. I thought you'd want to know. I'm coming with you. Jack, that's not a good idea. I don't care. This ends today, one way or another. Maria was quiet. Then she said, Fine, but you follow my lead. You don't go rogue. You don't play hero. You do exactly what I say. Understood. Understood. Jack hung up, told Brick to stay with Lila, grabbed his gun, rode to meet Maria. The warehouse was exactly what you'd expect. Empty. Decaying. Forgotten. Federal agents surrounded it. SWAT. DEA. Everyone. Maria briefed Jack. Vincent's inside, alone, armed, barricaded. He knows we're here. He's refusing to surrender. Then we go in. We're trying to negotiate. He's not going to negotiate. He's waiting to die. Or take as many of us with him as possible. How do you know? Because that's what I'd do. If I'd lost everything and had nothing left, I'd go down fighting. Maria stared at him. You're not him. I'm closer than you think. She touched his face. No, you're not. You're a good man, Jack. You made mistakes. But you've spent 15 years trying to make up for them. Vincent's spent 15 years making things worse. There's a difference. Jack wanted to believe her, but he'd seen too much, done too much, to pretend he was good. Let me go in, Jack said. Alone. Talk to him, man to man. Maybe I can convince him to surrender. Or maybe he shoots you the second you walk through the door. Then I die. And you raid the warehouse. And Lila's safe. Either way, this ends. Maria's eyes filled with tears. I can't lose you again. You already lost me. 15 years ago. When I killed Sarah. You've just been too kind to admit it. That's not true. Yes, it is. And you know it. So let me do this. Let me be the man Sarah needed me to be, even if it's too late. Maria nodded. Okay. But if you die, I'm never forgiving you. Fair enough. Jack walked toward the warehouse. No vest. No backup. Just him and his gun and 15 years of guilt. He pushed open the door. Vincent. It's Jack Reynolds. I'm coming in alone. I just want to talk. No answer. Jack walked inside. The warehouse was empty, dark, silent. Then Vincent's voice echoed from somewhere above. You came alone. How noble. Where are you? Does it matter you're here to kill me anyway? I'm here to give you a choice. Surrender, face trial, serve your time, or die here, alone, forgotten, nobody mourning you, nobody remembering you, just another criminal who got what he deserved. Vincent laughed. You think I care about being remembered? I had everything. Money, power, respect, and you took it all. So now I take everything from you. You can't. Lila's safe. Her family's safe. You failed. Did I? Because you're here, alone, unarmed, about to die. And when you do, that little girl loses another father. That mother loses another protector. And they'll spend the rest of their lives wondering if they're safe. Wondering when the next Vincent Carmichael shows up. Wondering if they'll ever be free. So no, Jack. I didn't fail. I won. Because even in death, I'll haunt them forever. Jack's jaw tightened. You're wrong. They'll be free, because I'm walking out of here alive. And you're not. We'll see. Gunfire erupted. Jack dove. Bullets tore through the air. He returned fire, aiming at muzzle flash. Vincent screamed. Then silence. Jack waited, breathing hard, listening. Footsteps, coming closer. Jack aimed, finger on the trigger. Vincent appeared, bleeding, gun raised, smiling. See you in hell, Jack. He pulled the trigger. Click. Empty. Jack didn't hesitate. Fired once. Center mass. Vincent dropped. Gasped. Stared at Jack. You won. No. Lila won. Because she gets to live. And you don't. That's all that matters. Vincent's eyes went blank. He stopped moving. Jack stood there, gun in hand, body shaking, waiting to feel something. Relief. Victory. Anything. But all he felt was tired. Maria ran in. Jack, are you? She saw Vincent, saw the blood, saw Jack. I'm okay, Jack said. It's over. Maria hugged him. Thank God. Jack pulled back. I need to see Lila. Go. We'll handle this. Jack walked out, climbed on his bike, rode home. Lila was on the porch, waiting, like she knew. When she saw him, she ran. Jack caught her, held her, both of them crying. It's over, Jack whispered. He's gone. You're safe. Forever. Lila sobbed into his chest. Promise. Promise. And for the first time in 15 years, Jack Reynolds meant it. 3 weeks after Vincent died, Daniel Moore walked out of rehab. 30 days sober, certificate in hand, scared out of his mind. Jack picked him up. They didn't speak for the first 20 minutes of the drive. Finally, Daniel said, I don't know how to do this. Do what? Be a father, be a husband, be a man. I don't remember how. Jack kept his eyes on the road. You start by showing up, every day, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. What if I fail? What if I drink again? What if I let them down? Then you get back up, try again, keep trying until you get it right. What if I never get it right? Jack pulled over, turned to face him. Listen to me. Your daughter spent 3 weeks thinking she was going to be sold to traffickers. Your wife almost starved to death. Your family lost everything because you ran. And now you're sitting here asking, what if I fail? You already failed. The question is, are you going to keep failing, or are you going to fight? Daniel's hands shook. I'm scared. Good. Scared means you care. Scared means you know what's at stake. Use that. Let it drive you. Let it keep you sober. What if it's not enough? Then you find something else. Therapy, meetings, support, whatever it takes. Because your daughter deserves a father who tries, not one who gives up before he even starts. Daniel nodded. Okay, I'll try. Trying's not good enough. You commit, all in. No backup plan, no escape route. You're either Lila's father or you're nothing. Choose. I choose her. Then prove it. They drove to Lila's house. The crew was there, waiting. 20 men who didn't trust Daniel but trusted Jack enough to give him a chance. Lila was on the porch with Duke. She saw Daniel. Froze. Her mom came outside. Saw him. Started crying. Daniel got out of the truck. Walked slowly toward them. Stopped at the bottom of the steps. I know I don't deserve to be here, Daniel said. I know I hurt you. Abandoned you. Destroyed everything. And I know saying sorry doesn't fix anything. But I'm here, sober, ready to fight, ready to be the man you needed me to be all along. And if you'll let me, if you'll give me one more chance, I promise I'll spend the rest of my life earning your forgiveness. Lila looked at her mom. Her mom looked at Jack. Jack nodded. He's sober. He's committed. But he's not moving back in. Not yet. He earns that, day by day, choice by choice, until you're ready to trust him again. Lila walked down the steps, stood in front of Daniel, stared up at him. You left me, she said quietly. You took everything, and I had to sell Duke to try to save Mom. Do you know what that felt like? Daniel's voice broke. No. It felt like dying, like the whole world was ending. And you weren't there. You were supposed to protect me, and you ran. I know. So why should I believe you now? Because I'm not running anymore. I'm standing here, in front of you, ready to face everything I did, ready to make it right. Lila's eyes filled with tears. I don't know if I can forgive you. I don't expect you to. Not today, maybe not ever. But I'm going to try anyway. Because you're my daughter, and I love you, and I'm so sorry. Lila broke, started sobbing. Daniel reached for her. She pulled back. You don't get to hug me yet. You have to earn that too. Daniel nodded, hands dropping. Okay, I'll earn it. Lila's mom spoke up. You can visit, supervised, once a week, for 1 hour, And if you drink, if you mess up even once, you're gone. Forever. No second chances. I understand. And you owe Jack and his crew everything. They saved us when you abandoned us. So you thank them, every single one of them. Daniel turned to Jack. Thank you. For everything. For protecting my family. For giving me a chance. For being the man I should have been. Jack's jaw tightened. I didn't do it for you. I did it for them. So don't thank me. Just be better. That's all they need from you. Daniel turned to the crew. One by one, he thanked them. Brick, Ghost, Wrench, Tank. All of them. Some nodded. Some ignored him. None of them trusted him. But they respected Jack enough to tolerate him. After Daniel left, Lila walked over to Jack. Do you think he'll stay sober? I don't know, but I hope so. What if he doesn't? Then he loses you forever, and you'll still have us. You'll still have a family. Lila hugged him. You're the best dad I never had. Jack's eyes burned. You're the best daughter I never deserved. 2 months passed. Daniel showed up every week. Sober. On time. Trying. He brought flowers for Lila's mom. Toys for Lila. Treats for Duke. He sat on the porch and talked. About his mistakes. About rehab. About how hard it was to stay clean. Lila listened. Didn't say much. But she listened. Slowly, week by week, she softened. Started smiling when he arrived. Started asking him questions. Started believing he might stay. Her mom softened too. Started letting him inside. Started letting him stay longer. Started hoping. Jack watched it all from the sidelines. Happy for them. Terrified for them. Knowing that one mistake would destroy everything. But Daniel didn't make mistakes. He went to meetings. Got a job. Rented an apartment. Built a life. By month 3, Lila asked if Daniel could take her to school. Her mom hesitated. Looked at Jack. Jack nodded. It's your call. But if you're asking me, I think he's earned it. You trust him. I trust that he's trying. And sometimes that's enough. Lila's mom told Daniel he could take her to school. Once a week. Supervised at first. Then alone. The first morning, Daniel showed up early. Nervous. Excited. Lila came outside with her backpack. Duke followed. Ready? Daniel asked. Yeah, but Duke comes too. Okay, Duke comes too. They walked to the car. Daniel opened the door for her. She climbed in. Duke jumped in the back. They drove away. Jack watched from the porch, heart pounding, praying Daniel wouldn't screw this up. An hour later, his phone rang. Lila. Jack, can you come pick me up from school? Jack's blood went cold. Why? Where's your dad? He's here, but I want you to come too. I want you to meet my teacher. Tell her about everything, so she knows. Jack's chest loosened. Okay, I'll be there in 10 minutes. He arrived at the school, found Lila and Daniel in the office. Lila was smiling. Jack, this is Mrs. Patterson, my teacher. I told her about you, about how you saved us. Mrs. Patterson shook Jack's hand. Lila talks about you constantly, says you're her hero. Jack's throat tightened. I'm not a hero, just a guy who did what needed to be done. Well, whatever you are, you changed this family's life. That's worth celebrating. Lila hugged Jack, then hugged Daniel. Can we go get ice cream, all of us together? Daniel looked at Jack. Is that okay? Jack wanted to say no, wanted to keep distance, wanted to protect himself from getting too attached. But Lila's eyes were so hopeful, so bright, so alive. Yeah, ice cream sounds good. They went to the shop on Main Street, ordered cones, sat outside, talked. Lila told stories about school. Daniel told stories about his new job. Jack just listened, watching this little family rebuild itself, piece by piece. For the first time in 15 years, Jack felt something he thought he'd lost forever. Hope. Not for himself, but for them. And maybe that was enough.
Child.
6 months after Vincent died, Lila's mom asked Jack to dinner. Real dinner, not crisis dinner, not emergency dinner, just dinner. Jack showed up at 7, wearing his best shirt, which wasn't saying much, but he tried. Lila answered the door. "You're late." "I'm exactly on time." "Mom said 7. It's 7:02. That's late." Jack smiled. "When did you become a drill sergeant?" "When I realized adults need supervision." She let him in. The house smelled like home, like food and warmth and safety. Lila's mom came out of the kitchen. "Jack, thanks for coming." "Thanks for inviting me." They ate at the table, all 3 of them, plus Duke under the table, waiting for scraps. "This is really good," Jack said. "Don't sound so surprised." "I'm not surprised, I'm impressed." Lila's mom smiled. "I wanted to thank you for everything, for saving us, for staying, for becoming family." "You don't have to thank me." "Yes, I do, because most people would have walked away. But you didn't. You stayed. Even when it was hard, even when it was dangerous, you stayed." Jack's voice was rough. "I stayed because I couldn't leave. Because you reminded me of why I'm still alive. Because saving you felt like maybe, just maybe, I could make up for failing Sarah." "You didn't fail Sarah. You made a mistake, a terrible mistake. But you've paid for it, for 15 years, and it's time to forgive yourself." "I don't know how." Lila spoke up. "You forgive yourself by being happy, by letting yourself have good things, by letting yourself love people without feeling guilty." Jack stared at her. "When did you get so wise?" "I've always been wise. Adults just don't listen." They laughed, finished dinner, cleaned up together. After Lila went to bed, Jack sat on the porch with her mom. "Daniel asked if he could move back in," she said. Jack's chest tightened. "What did you say?" "I said I'd think about it. Talk to you. See what you thought." "It's not my decision." "Yes, it is. You're family now. Your opinion matters." Jack thought about it. About Daniel. About change. About whether people could really rebuild their lives. "Do you still love him?" Jack asked. "I don't know. I love who he was. Before the drinking, before the gambling, before everything fell apart. But I don't know if that person still exists." "What does Lila want?" "She wants her dad. She wants her family back together. She wants normal." "Then give her that, but make Daniel earn it. Every single day. He lives here, he contributes, he works, he stays sober. He proves he's worth keeping around. And the second he slips, the second he drinks or gambles or lies, he's gone. No third chances." "You really think he can do it?" "I think he'll try. And sometimes, trying is enough." She leaned her head on Jack's shoulder. "What about you? What do you want?" "I want you and Lila to be happy. That's all I've ever wanted." "And what about your happiness?" Jack was quiet. "I don't think I deserve happiness." "Yes, you do. Everyone does. Even people who make terrible mistakes. Even you." "I killed my daughter." "And you've spent 15 years trying to make up for it. At some point, Jack, you have to let yourself heal, let yourself live, let yourself be happy. Because Sarah would want that. I know she would." Jack's eyes burned. "How do you know?" "Because I'm a mother. And I know what mothers want for their children. We want them to live, to be happy, to find peace. And if Sarah's watching wherever she is, she wants the same thing for you." Jack broke, started crying. 15 years of guilt and pain and regret pouring out. Lila's mom held him. Let him cry. Didn't say anything, just held him. After a long time, Jack pulled back. "Thank you." "For what?" "For giving me a reason to keep going. For reminding me that life's worth living. For being family." She kissed his forehead. "You're welcome. Now go home. Get some sleep. Tomorrow's a new day." Jack stood, started to leave, stopped. If Daniel moves back in, I'm still coming around, checking on you, making sure he's treating you right. I'd expect nothing less. Jack smiled, walked to his bike, rode home. And for the first time in 15 years, he slept through the night. No nightmares, no guilt, just peace. Mieb. 1 year after Jack found Lila on Highway 9, they had a party. Not for any specific reason, just because. The crew came, Daniel came, Lila's mom, neighbors, friends. Everyone who'd been part of this journey. They grilled burgers, played music, told stories, laughed. Lila stood on the porch with Jack, watching everyone, smiling. "This is a good day," she said. "Yeah, it is." Jack, "Yeah. I know you're not my real dad, and I know Daniel's trying to be. But you'll always be my first dad. The one who saved me. The one who stayed." "Okay." Jack's throat closed. "Okay. I love you." "I love you too, kid." She hugged him, then ran off to play with Duke. Brick walked over. "You did good, boss." "We did good, all of us." "You really going to let Daniel back in?" "It's not my choice, it's theirs. But yeah, I think so. He's earned it." "What about you? What do you get out of all this?" Jack looked at Lila, at her mom, at the crew, at this makeshift family they'd built from broken pieces. "I get to sleep at night. I get to wake up without hating myself. I get to be part of something good. That's more than I ever thought I'd have. You deserve more. Maybe. But this is enough. More than enough." They stood in silence. Two brothers, two survivors, two men who'd found redemption in the most unexpected place. Daniel walked over. "Jack, can I talk to you?" Brick left. Daniel took a breath. "I'm moving back in next week. And I wanted you to know I'm not trying to replace you. I know I can't. I know you're Lila's hero, her protector, her real father in every way that matters. And I'm grateful, because without you I wouldn't have a family to come back to." Jack's jaw tightened. "You better not screw this up." "I won't. I promise." Promises don't mean anything. Actions do. So show up. Every day. Be the man they need. And if you can't, if you feel yourself slipping, you call me. Immediately. Before you make a mistake. Understood? Understood. They shook hands. An uneasy truce. A shared commitment. To protect this family. No matter what. 5 years later, Jack got a call from Lila. She was 12 now. Confident. Smart. Strong. "Jack, can you come to my school? It's career day. And I want you to speak." "About what?" "About being a hero." Jack almost laughed. "I'm not a hero." "Yes, you are. You saved me. You saved my family. You changed my life. That's a hero." "What do you want me to say?" "Tell them the truth. Tell them heroes aren't perfect. They're just people who choose to help when they could walk away. Tell them about your mistakes and how you fixed them. Tell them it's never too late to be better." Jack's eyes burned. "Okay, I'll be there." He showed up the next day, stood in front of 30 kids, told them about Sarah, about the accident, about 15 years of guilt, and then he told them about Lila, about stopping on Highway 9, about choosing to help instead of riding past. "I'm not a hero because I'm perfect," Jack said. "I'm a hero because I stopped running, because I chose to stand and fight, because I decided that my mistakes didn't define me, my actions did. And every single one of you can be a hero too. Not by being perfect, but by choosing to help, by choosing to care, by choosing to be better than you were yesterday." The kids applauded. Lila beamed after she hugged him. "That was perfect." "You think?" "I know, because it was real. And real is always better than perfect." Jack smiled. "When did you get so smart?" "I learned from the best." 10 years after Vincent died, Jack Reynolds stood in a cemetery. Not Sarah's grave. He'd been there 1,000 times. This was different. This was Maria's funeral. Cancer, fast, brutal, gone in 6 months. Jack stood at the grave, hands in pockets, eyes dry, heart broken. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "For everything. For Sarah. For the pain. For the years we lost. I'm sorry." Lila stood beside him. 17 now. Beautiful. Strong. Alive. "Did you love her?" Lila asked. "Yeah, I did. More than I knew how to say." "Do you think she forgave you?" "I think she forgave me a long time ago. I just couldn't forgive myself." "Can you now?" Jack thought about it. About 15 years of guilt. About Lila. About second chances. About redemption. "Yeah, I think I can." They walked back to the car. Daniel was waiting. Still sober. Still trying. Still there. "You okay?" Daniel asked. "Yeah, I'm okay." They drove to Lila's house. The crew was there. Older now. Grayer. But still brothers. They ate dinner, told stories, laughed, remembered. And Jack realized something. He'd spent 15 years trying to make up for killing his daughter, trying to save everyone, trying to be the man Sarah needed him to be. But he didn't need to do that anymore, because he'd already become that man. The proof was sitting around this table. Lila, Daniel, the crew, all of them alive because Jack chose to stop, to help, to stay. That night Jack sat on his porch, alone, at peace. His phone buzzed. Text from Lila. "Thank you for being my dad, the real one, the one who stayed. I love you." Jack smiled, typed back. "I love you too, kid. Always." He looked up at the stars, thought about Sarah, about Maria, about all the people he'd lost, and he thought about all the people he'd saved. And for the first time in 25 years, Jack Reynolds felt something he never thought he'd feel again. Forgiveness. Not from anyone else. From himself. Because he'd earned it. Day by day. Choice by choice. By being the man his daughter needed him to be. By protecting people who couldn't protect themselves. By choosing to stop running and start fighting. By proving that heroes aren't born perfect, they're forged in fire, rebuilt from broken pieces, and defined not by their mistakes, but by their refusal to quit. Jack Reynolds was a hero. Not because he never fell, but because every single time he did, he got back up, dusted himself off, and kept walking toward the light, even when the darkness tried to pull him back.